Hello, my dolly friends. It is Saturday evening, and it's your friend Gina from Little Midwest Reborns and Dolls. And I think I might, maybe, as they say, the third time's the charm, or fourth in my case, possibly. I can't remember exactly. I think I might have this video change in chat down so that you can see my whole baby. Okay, so today I decided to join in on Dolly Sunshine Saturday, that is hosted by Tammera over at Once Upon a Nursery. And while I'm discussing Tammera, I also want to talk about a topic she came up with. This is not my idea. All credit goes to Tammera. It's not for me, but I think she brought up a really great topic. But I am going to go ahead and change my Katie Nicole, little Katie here. Katie is actually the Vivian sculpt by Sandy Faber. And of course, I have named her Katie Nicole. And I love that she has combi hair, and that hair in the center of her head just never seems to want to cooperate with me no matter what I want to do to it, unless I lay it completely flat. So today we spiked it up, and she's going to be a spiky girl. So anyway, I am going to go ahead and begin to change her into the outfit that makes me happy and makes me feel like sunshine. And I have added a bit of yellow just because it's dark outside and I thought it would brighten my day. I do normally do my videos in the evening because I work. Now today, this Saturday, I did have the day off, but I had been fighting a cold, had a bad cold actually that I picked up from one of my clients. And today I'm feeling better, but I did nothing today. I rested. And I'm just more of a night person than a morning person, so I do my videos in the evening. So anyway, here we go. You're probably bored to tears with all that, but here we go. I'm going to show you the outfit that I am going to change Katie into. Now I have this little blue dress here, and I absolutely love it. It's one of my favorite dresses. Actually, when I received Katie, this was the dress she came with, and she came with a little white sweater, and she was actually a cuddle baby. I have changed her body. She has limbs, and she has a little larger body and everything, but I want to put that dress on her. I think the dress will kind of be more like a little tunic because it's newborn size and she wears more 0 to 3. So anyway, I'm going to put these and this dress is by, you probably want to know that, H&M. It was from H&M. So it was considered a newborn or a 0 to 1 month in the USA. Then I have these little slacks that I'm going to put on her, kind of like tights. They're little, what would you call them? Leggings. So I'm going to put those on underneath her. And these are actually Child of Mine. And they're newborn size. And then I have these little tiny white fluffy booties that I'll be putting on her feet. And, you know, the dress is short sleeved, so she's gonna need a sweater over it, and I personally think blue and yellow looks really pretty together. And the dress is a blue and white tiny gingham checked dress. But anyway, here's the sweater, and it's got, I guess it's kind of like a cable knit sweater, but it's a cardigan. It buttons down the center. It's got little yellow, almost flower looking buttons. And I'm going to put that on because it is kind of chilly. I mean, when it gets down to 32 or lower at night, I think that a short sleeve dress needs something long. So I'm going to put her in that. And then to top it all off, we are going to put a beautiful little blue bow up in her hair. So there we go. All right, so I'm going to begin changing my beautiful Katie. Okay, sweet girl. Let's see. We have to unbutton from the back. I like this little pink elephant romper. Anyway, the other thing I was going to talk to you about and we were going to go over is the fact that on Tammera, I'm giving Tammera's channel of Once Upon a Nursery. If you haven't checked it out, check it out, especially today's video, which she's the host of Sunshine. No, she's the host of Dolly Sunshine Saturdays. And she took it over from the lovely Becca, and she's changed the name a little bit. So today is Dolly Sunshine Saturday. And today she talked about how, you know, if someone had wronged us, would we forgive them? If she had wronged us, if we felt like she did something and it really hurt our feelings, would we forgive them? Well, the answer is yes. But do we take the time to forgive ourselves? And that's a hard one. Because I'm going to check her diaper. Nope, not time for a change yet. I'm just going to leave her. I love this little rainbow onesie on her, so I'm just going to leave it on her. But at any rate, you know, would I forgive her? Of course I would. But I don't always forgive myself. You know, I may have done something or made a mistake in my past, and I truly, truly struggle with letting things go. I really struggle. In fact, if you asked two of my friends that I've had the longest, they would both tell you that what I'm stating is 110% complete truth, because I do have a very hard time letting go of things. And you know, I once had a job. Let's turn you over so I can snap this for you, baby girl. You want to look at your aunties while mommy does this? Let's turn your head. Can you turn your head this way? That's my girl. That's my girl. Look at the camera. There you go. So at any rate, years and years ago, I had a very good job. And it was about, when I first started, it was about 45 minutes away from my house, but I was much younger than I am now. And the older I got, the harder it was for me. Here you go, Katie. She says, see how pretty I look already? And I'm not even finished getting dressed. Wait till you see me all dressed. Mwah. Okay. So, at any rate, there you go, sweet Katie. You just look there at the camera, and mommy's going to finish dressing you. But I had this really good job, but the problem was it was 45 minutes away, my kids were young, and I was very lucky because, like in the winter time, I would get my kids were in school all day when I had this job. And because I didn't go back to work until my kids were all in school all day, and I had wanted to only work part-time, but you know, life happens, and in between there, the company my ex-husband worked for they actually went out of business. So in doing so, those look really cute, like little tights on you, little navy tights. In doing that and going through that, we needed money. So I got a job and I went back to work full time. And luckily my kids were in school all day at that time. And because I was just gonna, like I said, I was going to get a part-time job. But anyway, got your little booties on. So, but it was 45 minutes away, and I really liked the job, and I was with the company for 6 years. And pretty soon the 45-minute drive got to be like 50 minutes, and then 55. And then as traffic increased and more people moved out to St. Charles County, which is where I was living at the time, and the job was in St. Louis County, the commute got harder and harder and longer. And in the winter, I had a very flexible boss, because in the wintertime I'd want to get my kids on the school bus. And they allowed me to not start work until like 9:30. Now, I stayed later in the evening, but that was okay because my husband went into work really early, and then he got off and he got home earlier, and so he could be with our children. And for about 45 minutes, my kids would have been alone. But there was a little girl in the neighborhood who was like 14 or 15, and we knew her parents quite well. And she would get my kids from the school bus after school and walk them home and see to it that they had a little snack, and see to it that I like this little Peter Pan collar to show, but I don't think it's going to show like that. So anyway, oh, look at you, darling, in that little dress. And then my husband would come home, but she would just give the kids a snack and kind of make sure they maybe started on their homework or had a drink or something. And then he got home and he was with them until I got home. So it all worked out. Oh my gosh. Guys, I'm going to pause my story. Look at beautiful Katie Nicole. I've got her sitting up. In fact, I'm going to put her back here and have her sitting up for you. And hopefully you can still see her in the camera. I'll have to take a peek and see if you can still see her. But I think she looks gorgeous for, there you go, say hi to everybody, for Dolly Sunshine Saturday. I think that she looks gorgeous. So at any rate, there you go. There's my beautiful Katie Nicole. And the rest of my story is simply that I worked for this company, and the commute got to be about an hour, and then sometimes if there was an accident, it would be an hour and a half. And there were days, especially if in the winters, it could take me 2 hours to get to and from work. And I was like, with kids as young as mine and just in first and second grade, I've got to, or first and third actually, but I was like, I've got to be home more. And in the summer times, I would talk to my boss and I'd say, look, I'd rather come in really early and get off early. And I made a thing with a friend for one summer, and then a sister-in-law for another summer, and in fact a sister-in-law for a couple of summers, where I would drop my kids off at their house at like 6 o'clock in the morning, and then I would go in and I would work from 6:30 until 4 or something like that, or 3:30. I don't remember. But at any rate, I had a half an hour for lunch, so I probably worked. Anyway, it doesn't matter. The point is I got off early and I had extra daylight and extra time, so that if I wanted to take my kids to the local pool or to the park, I was off and we had several hours of daylight and time to play before Dad came home and they had to go to bed and all of that stuff. Because even in the summer, I kept my kids on the same sleep schedule, so there wasn't much adjustment when school started again. But I had to have room darkening shades for summertime. Anyway, um, but anyway, I quit the job. I quit the job because I got tired of the commute. And I decided, and I had been offered a limited partnership. And I remember the general principal of my department coming to me and telling me that I had worked with the company long enough. And I mean, I was in their profit sharing, and I was just a peon. I was a clerk, did some data entry, filing, copying, faxing. I was a total peon. But after you'd been there a number of years, and as long as you were a good employee and you always got high marks on your reviews, you know, they were a pretty stable company and they really didn't lay off. And anyway, he had come to me and said, listen, you qualify, you've been in our profit sharing, but now you qualify as a limited partner, because they offer that to you after you've been a full-time employee for over 5 years. And I had been there 6. Or they usually ask you on your 5-year anniversary. But I had started out prior to that part-time and then went full-time when I needed to. So when my husband lost his job. So anyway, I was able to do that with that company as well. So I went ahead and I quit the job, and I decided that, I can find another job like that here. I didn't do the limited partnership. He even talked to me about getting financing. They would help me get financing, and then I could just slowly pay it back out of each paycheck, and I could be involved. And I just decided, I was young, and I was in my 30s and early 30s, and I decided, I don't I don't have to. I can get a job closer to home. And I'll certainly find another job that'll give me all the benefits and everything. And so I turned it down and I left. And and I've known many people that do it and they recover. But I have never, never, never recovered from that mistake. And it has been more than 20 years since I left. In fact, it's been probably almost 23 years now. I reapplied to work there a couple of different times. Different people were in charge. Nobody knew me anymore. I've never been hired again. I was the last of the few hires that they made that did not have a college degree. Even though the jobs I'm applying for states that I only needed a high school diploma, and that those were the positions I applied for. I was never contacted again. I got the nice letter that said, "Thank you so much. We wish you luck on your job search. We'll keep your application on file if we find that we think you'd be a good fit. Should another opening open in this department or another, we will be contacting you. We'll keep your application on file for a year." Well, it just never happened. And I worked in jobs that I absolutely hated with a passion for years. And I switched from one job to the other to the other. And now I have a job I really like. And I feel like it serves a purpose. I feel like I'm serving God. I feel like this job gives me higher power. I can share Christ with these elderly people and share with my clients. I like working one-on-one. What I don't like is there's no paid vacation. There is very limited health benefits. So I go back and forth between having health benefits with the company, and then they changed their regulations recently, and that really their rules, and that really made me mad. And so I had to go back to healthcare.gov. So there's no paid sick leave, there's no paid vacation, so when I'm off, I have to have money saved ahead of time so that I can continue to pay my bills. And I would like a paid vacation. I've been with this company for nearly 3 years. In fact, it will be 3 years in April. And I do a good job, the clients. But, anyway, so the point of this whole long, drawn out, you're bored to tears and you've fallen asleep, wake up, guys, is that I could never let go that I quit that job. And probably 3 months ago, I said something to one of my friends about, I hate how working has always been a struggle for me. And the first words out of her mouth were, "Oh my God, let the job with XYZ company go. It has been forever. You need to learn to let things go." But see, I never forgave myself for that. I never forgave myself for making that stupid of a mistake. And it's affected the rest of my life. But I've been working on myself. Tammera had no clue, but I have been working on myself through Bible devotions and prayer and Bible study on forgiving myself. I'm working on that anyway. And then when Tammera came on Once Upon a Nursery and said the one person we need to learn to forgive the most is ourselves, it just really resonated with me. So if you haven't seen her video, go and watch it. Maybe it'll resonate with you. It certainly did with me. And I thank you for listening to me. I'm sorry this video became so long and such a long rambling. I think I have my very first real, true, successful change in chat. I just want you all to know that God loves you. He's always there for you, no matter what you're going through. And Katie would like to say to all her aunts and uncles, I love you, and I love all my cousins, and mwah, mwah, mwah. So goodbye, everybody. Have a blessed Saturday evening, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.